Hey there, kindergarten friends. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. We're doing Reading Comprehension Chapter 2. When we left off with Jack and Annie yesterday, they were in a twirling, swirling magic treehouse. That's right. And they were headed to... What was that? China. That is right. Looking for a magic object to help save Penny the penguin. That's right. Teddy and Kathleen maybe had a little accident with the magic and turned the penguin into stone. So now they need Jack and Annie's help to help find a magical object to help them. Now, do you remember that poem they read? It was something about a silly food. So our next chapter is called Silly Food. Can you think of any silly foods? I can think of a few silly foods. All right, you ready? Here we go. You're going to need your illustrators, reader response journal. It's day 2, right there. Number 2, response 2. Today, I want you to start by working in this big box right here, okay? As we listen today, I just want you to draw what you hear in the setting. Remember, the setting is where the story takes place. So, are you ready to get started? And I would recommend just sort of drawing it as the events happen, sort of like drawing it as it goes on today. All right, so if you need to pause the video and get your reader response journal, or you need to get comfortable, or you need to get out your markers or your crayons or whatever you need to get out, do that now. And then unpause the video and join me for Chapter 2, Silly Food. Here we go. Ready? Okay. It was daylight outside. A rooster crowed in the distance. Oh! The air was damp and cool. Good. It's really early, said Jack, so we have a whole day and night until break of day tomorrow to do our mission. Perfect, said Annie. And look, we get to wear our own clothes for once. Oh, man, said Jack. He was still in his jeans and t-shirt, and his backpack was still a backpack. Is that a mistake? Jack and Annie looked out the window together. Mountains rose majestically above the town they had landed in. The treehouse was in the tallest tree in a grove at the edge of a quiet street. Along the street were shops and other buildings, and a few cars. Cars, Jack said with relief. No mistake, said Annie. Our clothes didn't change because we came to China in modern times. Jack reached into his pocket and pulled out some paper money. Cool, my clothes didn't change, but my money changed from dollars to Chinese money. Take a look there. That's cool. Perfect, said Annie. She looked out the window again and read some of the signs from the buildings. Wulong Town Bank, Wulong Town School, Wulong Town Bicycle Shop. I think we landed in Wulong Town. Wow, said Jack. How did you figure that out? Annie laughed. So, let's go look for some Wulong Town food. Okay, but the food we have to find doesn't sound like normal food, said Jack. Grainy and good, but tough as wood. Annie smiled. You always find something to worry about, she said. Come on. Annie headed down the treehouse ladder. Jack packed away their book in his backpack and followed her. Together they stepped out from the grove of trees and headed down a busy sidewalk. Vendors were setting up stalls to sell crafts and pottery. Some girls and boys were passing by carrying book bags. They were dressed in jeans, t-shirts, and sweatshirts. Except we took a detour. Oh, sorry. I missed a page. There's a little bit of words at the bottom of this page. See, kids just like us on their way to school, said Annie. Except we took a little detour to have breakfast halfway around the world, said Jack. Speaking of breakfast, how about going there? Annie pointed to a restaurant with tables outside. Garden Paradise, Jack said, reading the sign. Sounds like a good place to start. Jack and Annie crossed the street to the restaurant. Tables were set up near potted bamboo plants. A waiter poured tea for someone reading a newspaper. Jack glanced at the front page of the paper and saw the date. It's May 12th, 2008, he said. Cool, said Annie. The waiter nodded at Jack and Annie, then led them to a table that had 2 small bowls on it. Green tea, he asked, or yak butter tea? Jack and Annie answered together, green tea. The waiter left and came back with a pot of tea. He poured pale green tea into 2 small bowls. Then he gave Jack and Annie menus and went to check on the other customers. Yak butter tea, Jack said. I don't think so. Annie giggled as she looked at her menu. How about some green bean jelly? I don't think so. Jack scanned his menu. What about chicken feet? Ew, said Annie. Okay, how about this, Jack said gleefully. Fried stinky tofu. Ew, said Jack and Annie together. They laughed loudly, and Annie nearly fell out of her chair. Jack saw the waiter frowning at them from across the garden. Shh, Jack said. We're being rude. Sorry, Annie whispered in the direction of the waiter. We have funny-sounding food at home, too, she said to Jack, like hot dogs. Oh, yeah, how about sour cream, said Jack, or squash? Squash, Annie laughed. Okay, let's get serious now, said Jack. We have a mission. He took the little scroll from his backpack, unrolled it, and read, A healthy food, grainy and good, baked with love, tough as wood. Round in shape, the color of sand, given to those who have lost their land. It's a riddle, said Annie. It is, said Jack. Maybe we should just ask the waiter for help. He waved politely in the waiter's direction. When the waiter came to the table, he gave them a tight smile. Are you ready to order now? He asked. Actually, we have some questions, said Jack. The waiter nodded. Do you serve food that is the color of sand? Annie asked. The waiter stared at her. Jack felt awkward. Or, food that's, as tough as wood, he said. Food like sand and wood, the waiter said. Not exactly. Are you trying to be funny? The waiter interrupted. He gave Jack a fierce look. Sinking down in his chair, Jack shook his head. Well, the answer is no, the waiter said. We do not have such silly food. Oh, okay, said Jack. Is there something else you would like? The waiter asked. No, thanks, said Jack. He could feel his face turning red. The waiter slapped their check under the table and walked away. Whoa, we should leave, said Jack, standing up. He looked at the check, then took a 20-yuan note out of his pocket and left it on the table. Come on. He walked quickly around the tables to the exit. Annie hurried after him. Back on the sidewalk, Jack sighed. So, where do you want to look for this weird food now? Maybe the guidebook could help us, Annie said. Maybe, said Jack. He pulled out their book and looked up Wulong Town in the index. He turned to a page and read aloud. Say Wulong. Do you guys say Wulong? It means sleeping dragon. Wulong is inside the Wulong National Nature Reserve, which is circled by a mountain range called the Sleeping Dragon. According to legend, a dragon fell in love with the beauty of the mountains and trees. He curled up around them to take a nap and never woke up. That's cool, said Annie. Yeah, but it doesn't help us, said Jack. He read more. Wulong Reserve is home to rare Asian animals such as giant pandas, golden snub-nosed monkeys, and white-lipped deer. And, wait, back up, said Annie. Did you say giant pandas? Yes, said Jack. Oh my gosh, said Annie. She covered her heart with her hands. My life's dream has finally come true. What life's dream? Jack said, looking at her. Pandas! Yes, I've always wanted to see real pandas up close, haven't you? Said Annie. She looked at the guidebook and flipped through the pages until she found photos of pandas. She read aloud. In 1980, the Conservation and Research Center for Giant Pandas was set up in the Wulong Reserve to be a safe haven for the animals. A panda center? We have to go there, said Annie. Now! Wait, said Jack. We have a mission. Why are you acting so crazy about pandas? I can't help it, said Annie. All my life I've wanted to meet real pandas. Remember my 2 stuffed animals? Oh yeah, Rolly and Polly. I love them so much. You know that. Okay. But we have to stick to our mission, said Jack. We have lots of time to find that special food, said Annie. Wulong has other restaurants. It can't be that hard to find a weird food. Hey, I have a good idea. She gave the guidebook to Jack, then started off. Come with me. Wait, stop! Where are you going? Said Jack. We passed a bicycle shop earlier, Annie called over her shoulder. I bet they rent bikes. What? Are you crazy? Jack put their book away and walked after her. Where is this panda center? He called. We might not have enough time to get there and back and complete our mission. Plus, renting bikes costs money. We don't know how much. Let's find out, said Annie. She started running up the street to the Wulong bicycle shop. Oh, and that is the end of chapter 2. Oh my goodness. All right. So right now you've been drawing the setting. If you need to pause this to finish drawing the setting of Jack and Annie in the Wulong, now I want you to remember they talked about it's a little city with mountains all around it is the setting, and they're in a town, so there's like a little bit of a city, but then around them are these mountains. All right. When you finish this, go ahead and unpause the video, and I have one last question for you to answer down here. Are you ready? Do you think Jack will let Annie go and find the pandas? Yes or no? And tell me why. Yes, I think Jack will let her go and find the pandas because she really wants it. Or no, Jack wants to stick to the mission. I don't know, or maybe you have another idea. All right, let me know what your prediction is, and tomorrow we'll find out if Jack lets Annie go and see the pandas. Our next chapter is called The Sleeping Dragon. See you tomorrow. Oh, remember too, I forgot one last thing. Down below this is a link of 2 little girls who go on an adventure to a actual panda sanctuary, and you get to see real life pandas, and you get to see them making panda food, and you get to see them feeding the pandas. So cool. Maybe just like Jack and Annie. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.